Welcome to the Lynn Lineup, a program which focuses on events happening right here in the city of Lynn. And here with me today to talk about the Lynn Shelter Association off-the-grid photo exhibit, which is set to launch Saturday, September 17th, 7 p.m. start over at 25 Exchange Street, better known as LynnArts. We have Mark Evans, the new executive director over at the Lynn Shelter Association, and Allison Brooks, a president of the board of directors. And these guys are here today to talk about this event. We're going to get into that detail a lot more. But first and foremost, let's introduce our guests and give them an opportunity to explain who they are and what they do. Mark, let's start with you.
So I am the brand new executive director, and I'm a social worker by trade, but have worked in the homeless business for the last 10 to 15 years. So
all right.
I'm really excited about this event.
Cool. Allison?
I'm a physician by trade, but it's my passion to be involved in the issues concerning homeless people in Lynn, and I'm the president of the board of Lynn Shelter Association, and very excited to be working with Mark.
Anybody who knows you, Allison, knows that you're very passionate about what you do, your service to the community. Since you've been over there's been a resounding amount of feedback that you guys have got back from rehabbing the facility to new executive director. So we were talking a little bit before the program about where you guys see the Lynn Shelter Association going and the vision that you have. We're going to have you back on to the Lynn Community Television show to talk about that. But I just want to give Mark an opportunity to kind of explain to our viewership, what his plan is for the LSA as he's starting out in his new position. Mark?
So one of our biggest goals is to get a day program going to get our residents off the streets. We think that they need a place to go that's safe, that they can have access to case managers, computers, other resources to try to exit themselves out of homelessness. So that's really a driving goal and a goal of this event as well.
Very important part of it. And what's really unique about this photo exhibit is that it was produced entirely by clients of the Lynn Shelter Association. So again, this is the off-the-grid photo exhibit that's going to be on for a whole month over at LynnArts. The launch is this Saturday, September 17th, and it'll start at 7 p.m. The idea is to get people down there and excited about what the Lynn Shelter Association is doing for these folks, and also to kind of afford people with the insight as to what services are available to those who are in the Lynn community. So let's talk about this event. Allison, I want to bounce some questions off of you. There are a lot of people involved in this. Let's start from square one. Who do you have to thank?
I have so many people to thank. There are two main organizers of this beautiful photographic project. There's Karen Bowden, who's the vice president on the board of directors. She's a Lynn resident and a passionately involved person in the whole community, and particularly cares about the entire homeless population. She's always been very active with the mothers and babies, as well as the adult population to which this project pertains. And then there's our friend Susan Ogan, a resident of Marblehead, who for years has been volunteering with me with the adult population, particularly in cooking. And she and I have been photographing and speaking to people for years, learning their stories. But those two ladies have made this happen, and they, along with their fellow volunteers and a little bit of me, we've been out on the streets with a wonderful group of people that we met at the adult emergency shelter last winter, when everyone was offered the chance to be involved in this project in which photographic expertise would be taught to anyone who was up for it over a period of 6 months. And this exhibit shows the achievements of the people who stuck to the project from that population.
Let's talk about the preparation. There was some training available for these people, and they were all actually learning how to compose good quality photography. How did they take to it?
The group, all of the people living in the shelter in February were offered the chance, and a group of approximately a dozen people stuck to it, and every week they took care of their cameras, they showed up to meetings, they discussed the technicalities of professional photography. These were very good cameras which were given to us at a discount from Best Buy. They're Panasonic cameras, and the people involved in the project took great care and pride in the technicalities, and then they were also talking about life. We learned about how they live the lives that they live and why they came to be living in Lynn under the care of Lynn Shelter Association, from which most of them have now moved on. And the pictures that they've produced are partly pictures of what they see out on the streets, which in itself is very surprising in a good way. It's a surprisingly beautiful picture of a city which I personally didn't even know was beautiful before. And also pictures of their own lives, telling their stories.
So Mark, this event set to happen Saturday, September 17th, 7 p.m. start over at LynnArts, 25 Exchange Street, and this is the off-the-grid photo exhibit. This is going to go on for an entire month. So explain to me, what's going to be available at the event?
So there's going to be light refreshments, music. You can talk more about the music. You have a better handle on that.
Sure.
We've got Grupo Fantasia for 2 sets from between 7 and 9:30, a North Shore, very well-renowned Latin band to which everyone can dance. And we have a group called...
Not sure about that.
We can try, right?
And a wonderful band. And they're playing Bentwater Brewing Company, the cool new couple who have set up a tap room on the Lynn Way, wonderful young couple. They are donating an artisanal beer tasting, and we have the exhibit itself, which is of course the absolute crown of the evening, which is beautiful. And we have a group of people playing in the exhibit as well, Charlie Vaughan and his friends on bass, keyboard and snare drums. So we have 2 sets of music.
So tons of entertainment available.
And food.
And
food.
That's a big driver for events.
We would never throw an event without good food. All the Lynn Shelter Association events, we don't hold back.
Agreed, 100%. And if you've been to any of them, they're definitely worth a look. Reach out to lsahome.org for additional information. So Mark, we've got about 2 minutes left in the program. I want to offer this time for you to kind of forward us with some insight as to how important events like this are to the longevity and sustainability of the Lynn Shelter Association.
So these events are unbelievably important. We derive a lot of our funding through the federal government, but that honestly does not cover all of our needs. And private dollars such as this give us flexibility to run programs such as a day program, which we used to have in the past but was defunded. And it's just vital that our clients have a safe place to be during the daytime hours for their safety as well as their ability to get out of homelessness.
All right. Guys, I want to say thank you for coming on to the program. Big stuff coming out of the Lynn Shelter Association. Make sure you jump on to the internet and go to www.lsahome.org to find out more information about the off-the-grid photo exhibit set to happen Saturday, September 17th over at LynnArts, 25 Exchange Street, 7 p.m. start. I want to say thanks to my guests, Mark Evans and Allison Brooks of the Lynn Shelter Association from the studio here at Lynn Community Television. I'm Sean Donahue, wishing you all the best.